Well, essentially, it's the Xenu or Xemu myth. And let me first just play some audio to confirm that yes, Scientologists to this day do affirm this story.
I've been hearing about it, and then how about Xenu?
Uh, Not that, no.
Nothing about Xenu? Any updates on him?
Uh, no. Have you done services with us before?
Yeah,
Oh, what, like, life improvement courses?
all kinds of courses. That's why I know about Xenu and I know the OT3 materials, so I'm looking to know when the OT9 is coming out.
Are you an OT yourself?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's not really,
You know about Xenu, right?
Yeah. It's,
Okay.
It's upper level stuff that we don't talk about until we get there, but you know.
So, yes, apparently it is still official doctrine that the Xenu story is true. What is the Xenu story? Well, we're going to hear from L Ronn Hubbard himself in his lectures went into this. And again, you could use a few more details, but he does relate the essentials.
You see, Stan, there is a reason for people feeling sad and depressed. An alien reason. It all began 75 million years ago.
And they had elected a fellow by the name of Xenu, not knowing what the hell they were doing, but fed all kinds of false orders, were fed in against the population to pick them up one after the other. The trick was to shoot somebody, disable somebody, very often a needle into a lung, and at the same time to hit him with frozen alcohol and glycol, which all they had to do was pick him up and put him in a refrigerator, and they had him, boy. Boxed them up in boxes, threw them into space planes, which are the exact DC-8s. The DC-8 airplane is the exact copy of the space plane of that day. And they took these people in boxes and so forth, and they dumped them, and then they set off hydrogen bombs on the top of each primary volcano there is on this particular planet. And when they blew up, it blew the Thetans into the air, and after the bomb, an electronic ribbon was erected over the area and put in front of projection machines, which with sound and color pictures with a 3D super colossal motion picture, which has to do with God, the devil, space opera, you know. There is no such thing on this planet as a body Thetan. I mean, a person who has no body Thetans, a body that doesn't have any body Thetans. It's something like trying to tell me that that cows exist on the planet who have no heads.
They attach themselves to all mankind, which still to this day causes all our fears, our confusions, and our problems.
So excuse the little South Park intro, which is being done comedically, but the L Ronn audio is authentic, and during his lifetime, again, L Ronn tinkered with a few things, but the essential story did stay the same. Namely, you gain these OT levels. OT stands for Operating Thetan. The Thetan is the outcome of this cosmic battle that Xenu or Xemu had. He was overthrown, but the outcome still happened, that these little residues of these alien races somehow clung themselves to human beings. And when we experience trauma, anxiety, depression, so on and so forth, this is really the Thetans, and it's your lack of understanding, which Scientology will give you, obviously for a price, but the more and more you know, you'll master these Thetans and gain powers. And when L Ronn was alive, the promise of the powers was incredible. Apparently, the higher you went, you could become a god in principle, or so that was the promise. Obviously, with David Miscavige, it's not as fancy. He's pulled back a little bit on what Scientology can offer. It can still offer a lot, and in his speeches, he promises it can save the world and even help us with practical problems. But at a more pathetic level, you still gain all these super mental powers. You can apparently exteriorize and become intangible. You can tap into your past life, so on and so forth. So, for the price of thousands and thousands of dollars, this sounds like a fairly good deal. Of course, that assumes you do get these powers, but even Tom Cruise, this was widely reported, he had to take weeks off after a leg injury, which again, allegedly, if you do have this technology and power, you could just cure yourself. You don't need medical assistance. You don't need psychologists or psychiatrists. You gain all these healing mental abilities the higher and higher you go in the OT levels. And again, to be fair to Miscavige, he hasn't played too much, although they keep trying to add a little bit more after OT 8, of course, to keep people in the cult. But again, even when you get fairly high, you should be able to access these abilities, and this all comes due to this prior cosmic battle, because this war is still happening, and you have to prepare yourself because an invasion will happen, and presumably the Scientologists who know more, have the higher OT training, will be in a better position to live and even survive this future cosmic battle, which will assuredly happen. Again, that is the essence of the myth, that L Ronn, the Antichrist, yes, he revealed himself as the Antichrist in his own lifetime, but a good Antichrist, apparently. Obviously, this sounds laughable. It's just so silly and stupid. Don't even know where to begin to laugh at how absurd this entire mythology is. But it is remarkable that they've more or less kept the doctrine of L Ronn, changed a few things, promised a little less. You're not going to become a god, but you can still become a very powerful superhero if you take these lessons and, again, take the courses. It all sounds pretty silly, but hey, you gotta tell people something to keep it going. So, very hilarious. But if you ever want to know fairly quickly what is Scientology, it's a technology born from this cosmic battle, and Scientology is both a philosophy and or technology, and it all goes back to Xenu and the outcome of that ancient cosmic battle. Allegedly, obviously, I don't think it's true, it never happened, but there you go. If you're a Scientologist, you have to believe this did really happen, and L Ronn is just trying to help us understand this true history of humanity.